Hello everyone, my name is Matthew and I am here to teach you how to solve polynomials. So here on the board behind me, take a look at here. 4x and 3x minus 7 in parentheses. Basically we're going to use the distributive property method. So basically what we're going to do is 4x times 3x and 4x times negative 7. And we know it's a negative 7 is because we have a minus 7, which means negative. So what we're going to do here is we're going to multiply 4 times the 3x, 4x times 3x, so that's going to equal to 4 times 3 is 12, and when there's two x's, we multiply the two x's together, and we have to raise it to the power of 2, we have to raise it, so it's going to be 12x squared, since we raised it to the power of 2. So now we have 12x squared to the power of 2, and then here we have 4x times negative 7 is negative 28x. Where did I get the x from? It was from the 4x. So now we have 12x squared minus 28x. And there is your final solution. And since there is two terms here, as I underlined here, it is called a binomial, because bi means two terms. Therefore, it is called a binomial. Now let's move on, as I will show you another example. Okay, so now let's look at our next example. Here I've got on the board 4x plus 5 and 2x minus 3. And now we're going to use the distributive property again. So I'm going to do this for you guys, where we're just going to... So what we're going to do here, so we're going to use something called the distributive property method. But it's also called, another word for it is also called the FOIL method. And so we have here 4x times 2x is 8x. But because we're multiplying two x's together and raised it to the power of 2, and that's 8x squared. Stack the 2 on the top of the x, 3x squared, and then 4x times negative 3 is negative 12x. Now 12 comes from the x comes from the 4x, since we're distributing, we get at the x there. And then now we are going to take the 5 and times it by 2x to give us plus 10x. So there's the x right here. We're multiplying this doesn't have an x, just to add the x while we're distributing. And now here on this side we have a negative 3 and 5. When we multiply them, that gives us negative 15. But we're not done yet. We're not done. We still gotta go. Because we have negative 12x plus 10x. There's two x's that are the same, so we can combine like terms. So that will give, and since we're combining like terms, we get 8x. Well, negative 12x plus 10 is negative 2. So negative 2x, so minus 2x and minus 15. Now we are officially done with this problem. And this is called a trinomial. Tri means 3, there's 3 terms. These are called terms. So we have a trinomial. And then over here, let me show you another method that you can use to solve this. It's called, so we're gonna have a generic square, or rectangle, whatever you want to call it. You make it into 4s, like a window, just like a window. And basically you can put any of these two on the top. So I want to put 4x and then 5, and I'll put plus 5 here so I know it's plus, and then we can put 2x and minus 3 on the bottom right here, and then what we're going to do is 2x times 4 is 8x squared, 2x times 5 is 10x, and then negative 3 times 4 is negative 12x. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. Now what we're going to do is just take these numbers from the inside of the box, and we're going to write it out. So 8x squared plus 10x minus 12x minus 15. And now we have to simplify them and combine like terms. 10x and 12x are combinable. Probably not I'm not sure that's a word, but we'll use that for now. 8x squared minus 2x, 10x minus 12, you get negative 2 minus 12x minus 15. And this is called, and then of course, as I told you, this is a trinomial, 3 terms. And let's move on. Do here is we multiply 3x times 2x to the power squared, and let's go. So that can become 6 to the power 6x cubed, because we're taking, because last time I told you x times x is x squared, and when you have x times x squared, you raise it to the power of 3, so that becomes cubed. And then now we're gonna go 3x times 4x is 12x. We go plus 12x. But since there's 2 x's, you gotta square them. So this becomes 12x squared. And sorry if it's going down. And then 3x times -7 is -21x. This is getting really long here, okay? Just so bear with me, follow me. And 5 times 2x squared is 10, since it is a negative, is minus 10x squared. We have negative 10x squared, and then negative 5 times 4x is minus 20x, since there's a negative, and negative 5 times negative 27, and negative 7 is 35. Since there's 2 negatives, negative and a negative becomes positive, so that becomes positive 35. And now we have a very, very, very long 6x to the cube plus 12x squared minus 21x minus 10x squared minus 20x plus 35. That is super long, and we do not want this to be very long, so we can combine like terms. This 12x squared and the 10x squared, we can combine them. Become 6x to the cubed, and 12x squared minus 10x squared is plus 2x squared, and then we also have the 21x and 20x. So now that becomes since we're adding them, that becomes negative 41x. 21 and 20 21 and 20 becomes 41x. And then we still have that 35, so go plus 35. And that is called a quadrinomial, because we have 4, quad means 4. There we go. I hope this video helps you learn more about what polynomial, how to solve them and how to multiply them. And please drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And it's been your boy Matthew, and I'm out. Peace.